Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about articles in English as well as in Spanish. So first of all, I will give a brief definition of articles in English and in Spanish. Then we will discuss the phonological considerations when using articles in spoken language. Then we're going to talk about the uses of articles in relation to their types. Finally, we will conclude and I will provide the references. So, what is an article? Well, according to Putnam, in English, an article is a word prefixed to substantives to point them out and limit their signification. Some examples are: the house is big, I have a car, Luisa ate an apple. On the other hand, in Spanish, el artículo se desempeña como un adjetivo, pues es modificador directo del sustantivo. This is according to Gatti Muriel and Weiss. For example, la casa es grande, tengo un carro, Luisa se comió una manzana. In English, articles can be definite, the, indefinite, a, an, or zero article. En Spanish, los artículos pueden ser determinado, el, la, las, los, lo. Lo is a neuter article and is usually used before adjectives, adverbs, and the relative pronoun que. An example of this is: lo que me gusta hacer es dormir. Another type of article in Spanish is el artículo indeterminado, such as un, uno, una, unos, unas. Or the article can be omitted in some specific cases. So, what are the phonological considerations? So, in English, for indefinite articles, we use the schwa sound before words beginning with a consonant sound or a G sound. For example, there is a fly in my soup, or Mr. Macias is a university teacher. So here, as we can observe, the word university starts with the vowel U. But this is in spelling. In pronunciation, when we are using the word, we are not using the vowel U. We are pronouncing the G sound, which is a consonant sound. So this sentence is pronounced in the following way: Mr. Macias is a university teacher. Moreover, we use N before words beginning with a vowel sound, or H when it is not sounded. For example, Anna gave her sister an ice cream. Ice cream starts with a vowel sound. Another example is: I've been waiting for about an hour. Hour, although is spelled with H, the H is not pronounced. Here we encounter the silent H, an hour. Moreover, for the definite article the, according to Herrero, we use the before words beginning with a consonant sound or with a G sound. For example, Martha studies French during the weekends. The weekends. The universe is full of galaxies. The universe is full of galaxies. Consequently, we say the before words beginning with a vowel sound or with H when it is silent. For example, Francisco received the honorable mention that all students desire. Francisco received the honorable mention that all students desire. So here, as we can observe, the word honorable is spelled with H, but the H is not sounded. The honorable. In the case of Spanish, according to Larache, for the feminine nouns which start with a tonic or stressed vowel A, we will use the article el, such as el agua, el águila, el acta. An exception of this rule is when we are referring to the 8th letter of the alphabet, which is H. In Spanish, we say la H. We do not say el H. Indefinite articles. When do we use them? In English, we use indefinite articles before singular countable nouns. For example, there is an apple on the desk. We also use indefinite articles when we want to talk about something in general, meaning any, with a singular countable noun. For example, a vegetarian does not eat meat. Here, we are saying that most or all vegetarians don't eat meat. Another usage is before singular nouns denoting a profession, trade, class, or religion. For example, Laura wants to be a doctor. Doctor is a profession. Marina is a Catholic, but her sister is an atheist. Here we're referring to religion. Another use of indefinite articles is in certain expressions or of measurement related to the nouns hour, week, pound, yard. Lisette works out once a week. She worked for an hour. We also encounter indefinite articles in exclamations before singular countable nouns. For example, what an amazing view! What a beautiful dress! Moreover, we use indefinite articles in English to refer to something not mentioned before, such as in dialogue and descriptions, and to refer to something which has not been referred previously. For example, I heard a funny noise. I saw a cat in the kitchen. Another use is with the meaning of one. It doesn't matter which. For example, please give me an hamburger. I only ate a banana for breakfast. In Spanish, indefinite articles are used to classify inside a category or individualize. For example, Manuel está pasando por una situación muy difícil. Solo un estudiante pasó el examen. Another use is after the verbal form I, if the noun is singular. Hay una biblioteca en mi barrio. Hay una persona bailando en la calle. Another use is when we're talking about abstract nouns. For example, Leslie tiene una relación muy cercana con su hermana. Before collective nouns referring to an undefined quantity or a unit. For example, volaban en el cielo una bandada de pájaros. Here, we don't know the quantity. We don't know how many birds were in the sky. Definite articles. When do we use them? Well, in English, we use definite articles before a singular countable noun to make a generalization about a species. For example, the camel lives in the desert. Here, we're making a generalization and saying that most camels or all camels live in the desert. We also use definite articles when there is only one of something. For example, the sun is hot. The Earth is the planet we live in. We use definite articles before a noun which has become definite as a result of being mentioned a second time. For example, there was a funny noise in the kitchen. The noise startled me. So first, there was a noise in the kitchen. In this sentence, the noise is first introduced. For that reason, the indefinite article is used. But in the second sentence, the noise startled me. The is referring to the noise we already mentioned. We also use definite articles before superlatives. For example, Maria is the most punctual person in the class. We use definite articles before certain proper names of seas, rivers, groups of islands, mountains, plural names of countries, deserts, and regions. For example, the Atlantic, the Netherlands, the Sahara. Moreover, we use definite articles before the names of choirs, orchestras, pop groups, etc. For example, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and before the names of newspapers, such as the New York Times, and the names of ships, the Great Britain. On the other hand, in Spanish, we use definite articles for different purposes. One of them is before uncountable common nouns. For example, cómete el arroz. Arroz is an uncountable common noun. Iré al supermercado por el azúcar. El azúcar is an uncountable common noun. We also use definite articles before collective nouns, such as la manada, la constelación, la orquesta. In Spanish, we use el artículo determinado for the days of the week and the seasons, such as tengo clase de francés los martes. When we are referring to unique nouns, we use the definite article. La Tierra es el planeta donde vivimos. El Sol es una estrella. We use definite articles before some proper names of countries, cities, rivers. For example, en diciembre iré a las Filipinas. Marcela trabaja en los Estados Unidos de América. We use definite articles before superlatives. When using superlatives. For example, Ana es la más talentosa de la clase. Zero articles. When do we use them? In English, we do not use article when we want to talk about something in general. We do not use the article before plural nouns or uncountable nouns, such as I like chocolates and roses. We do not use articles before abstract nouns except when they are used in a particular context. For example, all you need is love. Here we're talking in general, about abstract nouns in general. We do not use articles before parts of the body because they are normally, in these cases, we normally prefer possessive adjectives such as raise your hand, move your feet. We do not use articles when there is a plural noun and we are talking about it in general. For example, people think Colombia is a beautiful country. So people in general is a general argument. People think Colombia is a beautiful country. In the case of Spanish, we do not use articles for the months of the year. For example, mi cumpleaños es en enero. We do not use articles when we're talking about nations, regions, provinces, cities, or people. Vivo en Bucaramanga. In the same way, according to Rai, the article in name of the days of the weeks is omitted when they precede a date. This is normally found in headlines of letters, articles, and calendars, such as lunes 29 de abril, sábado 10 de agosto del 2019. So, to conclude, articles in English do not agree in gender. So, here, the house is big. I have a question. Marta has a dog. Here, we cannot tell if the noun is a masculine noun or a feminine noun. On the other hand, in Spanish, los artículos gramaticalmente pueden ser femeninos o masculinos dependiendo del sustantivo que le sigue o también pueden ser neutros. Por ejemplo, la casa es grande. La casa es femenina. El correo ya llegó. El correo es masculino. Tengo una pregunta. Una pregunta femenino. Lo que más me gusta es dormir. Here we're using a neuter article. Moreover, we can say that definite articles do not agree in number in English. The white dogs are asleep. And moreover, we only use indefinite articles with singular countable nouns. Carla wrote a novel. Is not here we cannot use the plural. However, in Spanish, los artículos concuerdan con el número del sustantivo, not only with the gender, but also with the number. Tengo unos libros. So here we are using the plural. Unos amigos. We are making the agreement in gender and number. So thank you very much for watching this video. Give thumbs up and see you in the next video. Thank you very much.